let's talk about postpartum depression. Let's explore whether there are any pointers that can be picked during pregnancy. And then at the point of diagnosis, how do you manage a woman who has depression during pregnancy?
So postpartum depression is part of probably a syndrome that is around mood disorders around pregnancy. We could almost talk about peripartum, around the delivery. And yes, it does occur, but then there's a constellation or a range of symptoms that approximate depression around that time of delivery. So there are women who will deliver and they will feel down. Just, life is not the same, things are not working out and so on.
They're not so excited about the baby or anything around them.
So those, we will call that postpartum blues, and it will pass. It's pretty common, but after a few days, somebody gets more cheerful, somebody starts enjoying the presence of their child, somebody, as they interact with the baby, they get better and better, and over time, nothing, they're good. And then we keep moving from postpartum blues. On the other end then is postpartum depression, where somebody now has the symptoms of depression that I have described: low mood, loss of interest in usual activities, appetite changes, low energy, loss of motivation and so on. And they're not interested in the baby, they're not excited about it, they don't want to feed the baby and so on. And this persists beyond, say, a period of 2 weeks. And it continues. Then we start seeing that this is now not just postpartum blues, but this is now depression. You could pick out, if you tracked women throughout pregnancy, you would find women who are at higher risk of developing this postpartum depression compared to others. And there are risk factors that we can pick out relatively easily.
What are some of this?
So for instance, a woman who's carrying a baby and the relationship, there are uncertainties around the relationship with the father of the baby. A woman who already has high risk of depression because of family history and other things. A woman who's already having other losses in their life around the time that they're pregnant. A woman who has a difficult pregnancy. Those are some of the risk factors that would lead us to start expecting that there might be problems. And towards the end of the pregnancy, you would notice some depressive symptoms. You'd notice somebody who becomes dysphoric, their mood changes. They start losing interest in usual activities. They don't look forward to the delivery. They don't look forward to getting the baby and so on. They might be described as being moody and so on towards the end of the pregnancy. Then you need to look out for the possibility of postpartum depression. Often we think that the syndrome known as postpartum depression is really either depression itself or bipolar disorder that is being triggered at the time of delivery, because pregnancy is a stressful event for a woman. Even though it is a physiological thing, it stresses the body, it stresses the ability of a person to cope. It's just that most women who will get pregnant have the capacity to cope, but then it can take some to the limit, and at that limit then it triggers the mental illness that you're at risk of. And if in this case, if it is depression, then you will get that postpartum depression, and that will be your first episode of depression. And so over your lifetime, then you'll probably be getting other episodes of depression outside of the context of pregnancy. Or it could be the first episode of bipolar disorder, which also is characterized by depressive episodes, but later you could develop other episodes as well.